Welcome to the Sporty stream, everyone. I hope you all are having a great evening here. I'm Sporty FC. You've joined us for Cross Progression League Championships here. This is Tier 4, the round of 16. We've started playoffs here, and if you saw us not too long ago, we had a Tier 3 matchup. We're now in Tier 4, the tier right below it. While Tier 3 is a lot of GC3s, Tier 4 is, I believe, around that GC2 to GC3 rank level, so pretty close, but a little bit lower rank. Still, we're ready for a great night of action. Going to be a very entertaining matchup here. It is single elimination, by the way, for all playoff matches. So, for all these teams, this could be their last matchup here, and it will be for one of the two teams playing tonight. We'll, of course, have to see if it's going to be New Path or Reckless. But it's, again, could be the end of your season. Best of 7s from here on out. Here's our rosters: SP Reckless and SP New Path, both part of the Souls Path organization, but with very different seasons. Reckless going 6-1, SP New Path having their season gone 4-2. They actually had a bye match in week 1. Been a very tough season for New Path. One of the higher seeded teams in this tournament. They have not been able to really fulfill on that, whereas for Reckless, a team full of a bunch of different Souls Path admins, this is a team full of a bunch of people I recognize. Their season has gone really well. Again, 6-1, a pretty solid record at this point, in the postseason. But of course, who cares about this point in the postseason if you can't get wins here? That's what's going to be more important, is if you can get those victories. So at this point, regular season behind us, postseason just ahead, and really a battle of your lives to see if you're going to make it further, if you're going to make it into that quarterfinals. The winner of this matchup will be taking on, let's take a look, who are they taking on? They're taking on the winner of the winner of RC Chaos and KCG Neuro. So, they're taking on the winner of that matchup in the quarterfinals. Pretty good match overall, but we'll just have to wait and see how things are going, as New Path is in the lobby with Tyler, Ryan, and Scrat. That's not surprising to me. That would be their roster. Their first 3 players in that team? No, it's players 1, 2, and 4. But again, not surprising here. Reckless is a team I recognize as well. I've seen Tyler, I've seen Ryan, I've seen Scrat, and I've seen Roxy. All of them before have been on this stream. Or not on this stream, I guess, but on the Ascent Tournament Series stream. These are people I do recognize. As we're again waiting a little bit for confirmation on how the other team is doing, we should be getting everything started in just a minute or two. As the other team, a full roster here on New Path of 5 players: Exotic, Heroic Frog, Just Doc, Elbozo, Havoc Mex. The only one I don't recognize on that team necessarily is Heroic Frog, but I think all of these players are admins for Souls Path. So I wouldn't consider myself all too surprised. We'll wait a little bit longer here, but we have not gotten an answer yet from Reckless. Hopefully we'll get them in the lobby in just a minute or two. While we do wait a little bit longer for all of you, again, reminder, playoffs are underway. There's a couple matches, I think, for Cross Progression League happening at this point. We'll take a look. Let's see. Nah, we're actually the last match of the night. There is one other match happening, though. Shafted Monarchs taking on Exploding Cat GIF while we speak. As here we go. We'll get things going in just a minute. Seems like we are getting a ping here. Heroic Frog says that the team is just joining in, so we'll get our match started in just a minute or two. While we do wait again for all of you, reminder, this is again best of 7s playoff matchups. All to play for, basically, at this point in your season. As thank you, by the way, for the sub earlier, Krusty Dog, who I don't think is watching anymore. They're probably, asleep now. I hope that If any of you know Krusty, tell her thank you very much. Yeah, I've been sub for 14 months here, so I appreciate the support as always. As we should be getting our match started in just a minute. Yeah, just looking at Heroic Frog, seeing if they're okay. But yeah, again, if any of you know who Krusty is, if any of you know Krusty, I should say, because everybody knows who Krusty is. If any of you know Krusty, tell her I said thank you. And like, really thank you, because that's a long time to be subbed to one channel. I know she subs to basically everybody who streams her matches, and why wouldn't you? That's a very generous org owner. And league owner as well. I know Krusty's also, I think, a little bit sick right now, so I hope Krusty is, okay. I hope that they are able to get well from the, sickness. Never fun when you're sick. Apparently it might be COVID, so even worse. I've had COVID. I've only had it once. It was not pleasant. It was not fun. I know there's some people out there that get it more often than others. Not gonna say any names, but there are some people I know of that do sometimes get it. It's not a pleasant experience. I can at least say from my own experience, it's not pleasant. So I do hope that Krusty is able to get well. And get well quickly. I like Krusty. She's very nice. I think I'm not the only person who would say that. As, we are a little bit late. I'm surprised we haven't gotten an answer yet from the other team, at least on joining. Usually by this point you would join, but again, I think the thing is, they're waiting to see if there's going to be an answer about subs, but... Alright, we are getting an answer. They're here. Alright, cool. They are here. I know for a fact they're they're asking about if they could have a spectator or not. That might be what they're waiting on. We'll get them in here in just a minute. They might now just be deciding on who's showing up and who isn't. Some teams don't like making subs mid-series. That could also be part of the reason why they're waiting, is to see if they would decide to make a sub mid-series or not. At this level, teams are somewhat willing to do that. But I know that there are teams that do not like doing that, that will not do that for any match, because it's just not fun. I know, at least for me, in my experience, I didn't like playing subs mid-series. I didn't like making roster changes. Oftentimes, it's a risk, and a risk that a lot of people don't like taking. And I don't blame people who don't want to take that risk. I was one of those people. But, they should be here. We'll see who shows up specifically for SP Reckless. They are the favorites in this matchup. 6-1 record versus a 4-2 record. They've got a strong record here. We got the answer. It's Just Talk, Exotic, and Havoc Max. So, the admins are here, at least for Solus Path. And that means... let's go! We've been waiting long enough for this matchup here. A best of 7 in the round of 16. Winner advances to the quarterfinals. Loser is out. We've seen already one upset earlier this week. And in single elimination brackets, upsets are sort of the norm. You should expect them to happen. Because this is it. One win, you move on. One loss, you're out. By the end of this bracket, only the team with a team that will win this thing will have 4 wins in a row. So that is not an easy thing to do. But every team's up for the challenge in the round of 16. It's just if you're able to do it. And it all starts really here for everybody. Well, I'm not here to comment on anybody's experience. I mentioned before how no matter how many times you played it, this first win's always important. You want to get up to a good start, and Reckless is going to do just that. 20 seconds in with Havoc Mex. That is a loud boost, my goodness, from Havoc Mex. It's the lightsaber boost. Going in with a very loud preset lightsaber boost. Giant gold crown explosion. A nuke gold explosion. Oh, and Exotics to get gold too. It's gotten worse for SP New Path. But as I was saying again, for teams like Reckless, you want to get off to a good start. These playoff matches, usually your first one is the most tense, is the most scary, is the one where you are the most nervous, at least for a lot of teams. Especially high seed teams, it's usually kind of nerve-wracking in these positions, because you don't know what you've gotten yourself into. So getting a win in Game 1, sort of a positive flow in Game 1, really key. at this point in your season. You may have gone through the regular season, but that was a regular season where you had second chances. That's not so true anymore here in the final bracket. And New Path maybe getting a first taste of that thing, down 2 goals already. This could be 3. Tyler will get the clear away. Tyler and Ryan, both one-for-one players back in the Ascent Tournament Series, back in the solo series. Neither of... As is Scrat, all of them had actually a part in the 1v1 tournaments. Scrat, I believe, part of the Catalyst Cup. Oh, there's a bump there. That's going to be an open net for Scrat. Well, this has gotten a lot uglier. This is not the kind of start we saw last night with our with our tier 3 matchup as Exotic runs right into Havoc Mechs. And yes, I am laughing. That is not what you should expect at this rank level. I'm gonna hope it's just the nerves. Although honestly, I like scrappy games like this. Always interesting for me as a cast to watch. Don't ever... When a game becomes predictable, it sort of becomes boring. I like games that are unpredictable. Although I'm sure these players will not like that. That's usually not a fun game for players. Like I've noticed that whatever games are fun for a caster to watch are usually not that fun for players to play in. And SB Reckless right now trying to pull themselves back from having their 2-goal lead snubbed away. Havoc Mechs. I'm not a big fan of that first touch. Kind of leaves it in, and a double commit here for Reckless means room for SB New Path. Scrat to the back wall. Exotic won't have this one. Havoc Mechs will jump in and deny Tyler. Room to work with for SP New Path is Exotic. Blocked away by Ryan. Havoc Mechs will not be able to get back to this one here, and SP Reckless right now sort of playing a more passive role. Surprising for a team that's gone, again, 6-1 to the regular season to play passively in this kind of a format. You can understand the nerves, but generally speaking, teams that have had those kind of records are usually quite aggressive and quite confident. Surprised that we haven't seen that yet really from them here, but what we definitely can see is a pretty explosive offense. This is a team that moves fast down the field. Unfortunately for them, that midfield right now has not exactly been their strong suit so far, and New Path has done a great job at just walking in, keeping the midfield, and really playing a strong line. Still, though, if they would like to get another goal, they're going to need to work efficiently. 2 minutes to go here, and Reckless is not exactly abandoning the hope of a 3-1 lead. Havoc Mechs looking to get the bump on Scrat. Did do so. It's in front, and a shot there for Havoc Mechs goes wide. Doc jumped in as well, so there's going to be some room for XP New Path. Oh, but it's kept sent right back to Exotic. Tyler. Just Doc really all the way back, and it's pinched across. Ryan won't be able to get there in time. Demoed away. Havoc Mechs. Tyler passes this one out to Ryan. Exotic. Tyler wins the ball. New Path. Still not able to get much in the midfield zone right now. Really trying to settle in for what would be a much more sustainable offense. But time's running a bit thin for them here. They'll need to start thinking about working a little bit faster at this point. This will be cleared across. Tyler sends it away. Just Doc. With a play that's just blocked by Tyler. I'm running low here in game 1, and SP New Path is in need of a goal here. As Exotic sort of passed that one in front of his own net, Havoc Mechs will get a piece of it. Not the play Exotic wanted, and now here comes New Path barreling in. Not anybody in front of the net, though, and Doc will get the clear. An opportunity, but an opportunity wasted. And a goal the other way. SP Reckless will love that. Some insurance in game 1 as that one soared right on in. No chance of a block. SP Reckless now starting to sort of control this game. And a lot more calm now that third goal's gone in, that's for certain. And they may not be done yet. Doc looking for one of his own. He'll be a little too far away from the net to make much happen out of that, but he's at least wasted time. New Path have a lot less opportunities now. And in fact, they won't have any opportunities. Exotic has punted that ball right back in. 10 seconds to go, but I think for SP New Path, the writing's already on the wall. They are not going to be winning game 1. An effort, but an effort that will not be good enough here. As New Path will hit the floor here, and for a team of 1v1 type players, at least players I know that can play 1v1s, you could really tell they just could not seem to really make much happen. It felt like a very slow, sluggish game. Not saying that 1v1 players are necessarily fast, but I want to see them really rely on their own individual abilities at times. Just feels like a very slow moving play for SP New Path. Only 2 shots here again for a team of 1v1 players. They did good on defense, 5 saves. That's the kind of stuff you expect for 1v1 players, but I gotta see a little bit more energy from them going up the field. Just feels too slow, too predictable. They've got mechanics. Again, they've all played 1v1s in the Ascent 20 Series solo series. Ryan and Tyler both part of the Ascension Cup of that. Ryan having made it all the way to the top 8 before losing the quarterfinals to the eventual runner-up. And Tyler, who didn't make playoffs. Scrat himself was in the Catalyst Cup, I believe. I am wrong. He must have been in Ascension Cup as well. Maybe I just missed his name. Yeah, I did. He also didn't make playoffs in that division. But I just want to see a little more energy here from SP New Path. Just felt like a very slow game 1. I don't know if this is them kind of warming up, but that is not something that's exactly going to get you very far in these playoff matches. You got to be willing to pick up the pace a little bit. As we got a bit of a disconnect here from Tyler. That ball's going to go in for Havoc Max, and well, I don't know what happened here with New Path. You would hope everything's all right there with Tyler, but he completely poofed. I think we just keep playing on. Oh my goodness, we are on the complete wrong camera. As there we go, Ryan's gonna get that goal. An answer for New Path. Well, down a man. Okay, Tyler's come back in already, so good sign here that Tyler is back. Hopefully nothing more egregious. Again, I hope that that's not a bad sign for this SP team. Although Reckless right now only tied at 1 with New Path. We'll watch as Tyler gets this ball down the field. Pinch in front. Exotic will have it sent away as Scrap midfield. That's a heavy push for SP New Path. Tyler's back. Doc's gonna chase him down, but he won't get much on that one. Tyler by himself, one-on-one again. This is where New Path are at least a team I know that has that ability. Although in 3v3, you're not gonna get a lot of those one-on-one chances. Kind of need to make them yourself as long clear. Ryan, no chance to score, and great job from Havoc Max. Very slow from Scratch. You're not gonna get those kind of nice-looking opportunities that you had maybe in the regular season. You're not going to get that same kind of room here in playoffs. You need to be willing to accept a bit of uncomfortability. Especially if you want to win this thing. You're going to need to be willing to take those sort of awkward half chances and make them really count. A tied game, but we'll see who brings the energy next. Could be Doc. That's not a great touch, though. Straight to Ryan. He'll go in for the bump, though, and that's going to make things a little bit tougher for New Path. Ryan not on the same page as Scrat. As Havoc Max. That in, it's close, not enough, though. There we go. Finally, the cameras got fixed there. As Scrat will send this one back. Havoc Max. Gonna lay one up for Doc. Will be New Path on it, but not for very long here. Reckless winning a lot of the challenges, not able to get a goal out of it just yet. That was a good attempt, though. Play in front will be gone wide, and now Doc, he'll get back to it. Not fast enough, though. It's New Path with the play. Havoc Max won't get there. Tyler to the back wall. It's Exotic. And a little bit of room to work with. Clear back. And Ryan with space, the double not made, and it's Doc again to get that one out. Reckless have done a great job by shutting down second chances at a new path. They maybe have let one chance go through. They have not given them many second chances after the first shot goes wide. Definitely a team who's paying attention to this new path pressure and how it's forming. A lot of teams will, at least in playoffs, especially under this kind of pressure, will start to rely on what kind of trends, what kind of habits they've made earlier in the season. You can tell New Path like to put shots off the back wall, like to try to get those easy second efforts. Reckless have not exactly made it, have not exactly let them have those chances easily. As they'll win the midfield here with Exotic. 1 minute left in the game. No lead yet for a very long time, and maybe New Path can change it. Shot saved away. Exotic got there in time. And now here's maybe a follow-up chance. Scrat spun himself out of position. Exotic will win the challenge, but at this point you think maybe Reckless might be playing for OT. Although, got to clear here. Havoc Max. Is that a good bounce? It is! And it's a lead! The go-ahead goal for Reckless. Havoc Max sends it down the field in a perfect bounce. Reckless, 1 up with 24 seconds to go. Ryan. Oh, an answer! Ryan will not let the game end that fast. Oh, what a strike. What a time for it, too. That may have been their last chance in regulation. And now, a little bit of life breathing into this New Path roster. Do we have overtime in the cards? Exotic will lock the ball up. Havoc Mex will watch as it hits the floor. Nothing going in regulation to separate these two teams. It'll take an act in overtime to determine if it is Reckless who lead to nothing, or New Path who even the scoreline. And New Path! Well, that one was a lot faster than I was expecting. A very poor choice from Doc to clear it in the midfield like that. You always hear players tell you to clear it to the side walls. That's why, when you play in the midfield like that and it doesn't get out of the half, you leave yourself vulnerable to a lot of open space. New Path walk it in. Scrat wins it. And this series is tied. As we'll head into game number 3. And really what's going to come down, I think, to winning the series will be decision-making right now. Both these teams are proving they are good, but it comes down to who's playing smart. I'm noticing both these teams right now come into this series, and it feels like, I don't know if it's maybe because it's late for all these players, but the decision-making has not been perfect. I'm going to say that. It's definitely not the kind of decision-making that's going to win you championships, at least not right now. Realistically, I think it's going to come down to who smartens up by the end of this series. You got to make smart decisions if you're going to win playoff matches. So far, both these teams hasn't really been there. We're going to need to see some adjustments. We're going to need to see some change. We're going to need to see these teams going to take some time. And again, I'm going to need to see them smarten their act up a little bit more. Whichever team comes into this series smarter is going to be the one to win. Tyler, though, looking to get SP New Path on a good start. It was a great touch from Ryan, though, because that is so tough to read. Reckless is going to get to that, and Tyler falls on top of it, too. I don't know if that was his plan, but looked like he was soaring in for any sort of dunk he could get into. And the ball just lands right in front of him. Goal 1 for New Path. Gonna make quite the upset here in their first round of playoffs. As Havoc Max. High touch. Now Doc. Kept away by Tyler. And a double hit here for New Path. That's going to be room. Reckless should be able to score from here. And Doc, well, he missed his chance. A weak effort. Kept out by Ryan. Exotic hits it wide. That net was open. Havoc Mex Low boost right now for the New Path defense, and Havoc Mechs has room. The challenge taken, and the goal's been scored. Havoc Mechs, he knew he had space here, but I think he also knew that Scrat was going to be able to get a challenge on that. Pulls up, plays the challenge, wins it outright. And Reckless in the first minute have got a goal to work around. Off the back wall. Doc. Oh my goodness, he's completely won that challenge. This is gonna go in. Havoc Mechs is another. It won't be his shot, but it will be his goal. As Doc completely, he forklifted that right over Tyler. And Scrat just doesn't have a lot of boost. Credit on the effort, he actually would have gotten that block, but Havoc Mechs there as well. And life looking a lot better right now for Reckless, albeit a very small lead. As Tyler, in front of the nets, it's Exotic to Havoc Mechs. No shot taken. Scrat will be next to it. Off the back wall. And cleared away. Challenge taken by Havoc Mechs. As here goes Doc. Long touch. It's blocked away. Up goes Exotic. Tyler. Two commits here. Room to work with. Reckless and a shot wide by just Doc. Would have liked to see him maybe leave that play. He had players behind him. Although I don't know how likely it was that any of them would have necessarily challenged. Reckless, though, can at least hold this one-goal lead. Although, as we saw from Game 1, they were not a team that exactly felt comfortable until they went up by 2. Until they had that 3-1 scoreline. Well, they'll be searching for that again here in Game 3 to take the lead in the series. As Tyler clears across, Doc throws it back in. As Havoc Mechs, Exotic, surely it's off the crossbar. And cleared away, now a race to the nets. Ryan, past one, almost, but kept out. Havoc Mechs, the last line of defense. A New Path, another chance! This one has no doubt. The pressure came through, and all it took was one miss up the corner from Exotic, and, I mean, Doc wasn't ready for that clear. He was not expecting the whiff. SP New Path jumped right in on top of it. Little mistakes like those seem to be what's deciding this series right now. Definitely decisional mistakes hurting both these teams at times. 2 minutes to go here. This is where things are really going to get tough. Is a bit of an odd touch there from Havoc Mechs, sort of left in the midfield. Fortunately, Doc's there to jump in. He's not got a shot on this. It's a strong effort, but that's never going to really fool Tyler. And low boost. Reckless is all over the place right now. And Scrat's got room. Off the back, it's Exotic who gets to it first. Follow-up is wide of the nets, and Doc will send it away. One-on-one with Scrat. He's going for the bump. He does catch Scrat, but not enough to put the shot in. He'll go again. This one almost finds the net, but it does clang off the post, and Exotic will keep the ball rolling. Tyler clears. And Havoc Mechs jumps in. Ryan misses it. Scrat's the only one back, and room for Havoc Mechs. Still, he can make things happen. Oh, but a demo in the midfield. There goes the option. And SP Reckless go all the way back to defense. Just Doc. Flip a reset. Taken away by Tyler. As Exotic plays it back. Havoc Mechs doesn't get a clean touch on this, so Reckless are forced to play back. With only a minute to go, New Path's got the opportunities. But a miss off the back. It's, well, a very lackluster effort from Exotic, who really had more time than he thought he did there. Maybe he wanted to catch New Path early, but in that position, honestly, you can take all the time you need. But as long as you put a good shot on net, they're not blocking from that distance. Again, a wasted opportunity and a bad decision that has definitely plagued SP Reckless as of late. As it bounce off the side wall, will favor Havoc Mechs. Ryan sends this one away. Nobody back. Exotic's got to get there. He missed the ball, though. In comes Tyler. Ryan can turn on this, and you bet he will be. Off the back and in front. Tyler looking for another option. It's Havoc Mechs who gets in the way. New Path still not done. This one sent across. Scrat to Ryan. Saved and cleared across. Tyler's got space. It's off the side and it's played in front. Pass to Ryan. He couldn't put it in. It's overtime in game 3. A couple great lead opportunities, but none of which working for New Path. And he'll take another goal to determine who leads the series after 3 games. Eklis, having lost last game just in overtime, and a quick one at that, only 10 seconds needed for Scrat to find the net. And New Path looking to find, maybe not exactly as fast, but another fast goal. It's Scrat who hears it, clears it wide, and away from Exotic's challenge. Now it's Ryan. A tough touch to make, but Reckless able to get there, and Exotic bumped out the way. Tyler, offside. Still Tyler. We got bumped away by Ryan. Not great communication there for New Path. If you're Ryan in that position, you gotta call Tyler off. I don't mind even the idea of jumping into that play, but you can't have both players commit to the play. Lats will leave you open to counterattacks, and Reckless didn't have any there. They are on the offensive. Redirect. On target too. No, it's just above the net. And Ryan jumps in. Scrat jumped as well. Double commit for SP New Path. Another double commit as well with that cleared ball, but they'll hold on for now. Oh, but just barely. Tyler. A difficult block. And New Path really feeling it as they'll just send the ball back, give themselves some time to breathe. Although honestly, Tyler might be able to make something happen out of here. At the very least, he's going to make Reckless use that boost up. As Doc gets a demo. Now chased from behind. He's got a real effort here. Tyler, not paying attention, did not have the net covered. All that shot needed to be was on target. I don't think Tyler was going to get to a lot of the back post. Definitely an opportunity for Reckless, and one that I don't think they realize. They can still score here! They will! Havoc Mix with a hat-trick and all 3 goals this game. He's had a knack for jumping into the plays in front of the nets. And on DFH Stadium, it does work to Reckless's favor. Two-1 up in the series. An overtime win for the favorites. Not a convincing win, but a win. And it definitely helped with the large volume of shots they had. 15 shots this game to 11 from New Path. These are some high-powered offenses, that's for certain. But as I said before, it's going to come down to smartening up. Definitely if you want to win this series and really take over. Defensively, that's what I think where this thing's going to be won and lost. Because both these teams have proven they've got offenses to take the series. But defensively, there have been issues. That's something that you'll definitely want to notice as the match continues. Oh, going to game number 4 now. Still a very tough series to decide. Both teams have been relatively even. It will come down to, I think, late game, who can adapt the best. And right now it's Reckless who've been able to find their groove. It was a tough block for Tyler, who, he was off getting boost. He was not paying attention. That's not an easy block to make. Unfortunately for him, he serves it right to Exotic. That is not the guy you want on that ball right there. And SP Reckless, I'm more than happy, and now they might even have a second. They will. It's right up the kickoff. Doc wasn't even paying attention. He had no hope of that going in. He just wins the kickoff cleanly against Scrat. And Tyler hesitating to get the corner boost. Not back in time. As a defensive player, you expect your first guy up to win the kickoff, or at least not lose it that badly. Definitely hurts for New Path, who, at least last game felt like they were just getting really back into this thing, and, able to put Reckless on the back foot. And once again, they're battling from behind, and Reckless wasn't happy to make this a little bit more difficult for New Path over time. Although you can't exactly be too comfortable with the 2-goal lead. We've seen New Path come back from those deficits, and we know it's definitely doable, and with a shot like this, there's definitely chances as they'll hold on the offense now. Scrat Plays it aside for Ryan. Oh, it's off the post! I thought Reckless left it because it wasn't on target. That one was very close to going in. Like, credit to the Reckless defense. That is balls of steel. That is a gutsy call to not go for the save and a play that close. But for now, they are the team in the lead. Oh, it's a tough bounce there for Tyler. Will be Exotic. Able to try to take the ball. Scrat will be Doc to follow. Infield. Cleared back by Havoc Mex. Tyler. Havoc Mex. I think he's looking for a little bit of support. Doc's going to be the one to do it, though. Exotic jumped in as well, so slow moving right now for Reckless. Exotic doesn't have the boost to go for this. He's going to have to stay grounded for now. The double commit coming back to really hurt SB Reckless, and now they're going to play a bit of defense. Good job from Exotic. Does he get the block? He clears the ball at least to the midfield line. Giving his team some time to get the boost, get back into position. Still half the game to go, and again, this 2-goal lead is not a guaranteed win for Solos Path Reckless. Not what we've seen from New Path earlier tonight with their ability to find the nets. Oh, Texas one chance. Wait a second, there's nobody back though. This should be. Oh, it won't be. They missed it. Man, I was so surprised to look behind me and see nobody covering the net. That was a huge blunder for New Path. And it really could have hurt them here. I'm so happy that Reckless didn't take it. Now the other way. Here goes Scrat. He's hit the front of the net. The battle continues. 2 minutes to go, and New Path is just 1 goal away. Reckless are going to be pretty unhappy that they've not been able to close this game out. They've not been able to score after that first minute has come and gone. As here goes Doc. Gonna flip reset this one away. Exotic now. High touch. Ryan got bumped. He'll still get back to it. Reckless have loved those aerial bumps. They've gone for them a couple times when they know they won't get the ball. They oftentimes just go over the player, do anything they can to keep the ball in that zone and force New Path to use their boost and make a save, or, you know, potentially give one up. As here goes Doc. Redirect and gone! Havoc Mex soars in. And you can see here, New Path, Scrat knew he was there. He knew he was a threat. But he had to play the net there, and such a tough place to be there. It's so tough to expect what Havoc Mex is doing in that position. Because even if you know the redirect is coming, it is still very tough to recognize where it's heading. And well, it's Reckless who now have another 2-goal lead. This time, only a minute left. Time going to be an issue for New Path, or maybe not. Ryan's already answered. Well, it's a beautiful play for Tyler, who really had a couple options. He could have gone for the back wall there, but instead he plays it to Ryan and plays it far back, too, away from the net. So Reckless really don't have an option challenge there. They can't challenge and expect to get to the ball easily. Really all they're doing is hoping that they can get the block on that play, that they can read the shot. A well-played pass. And New Path once again back in this thing, but they have a lot less time now to get 1 goal. This is more concerning, although Ryan may have an option for them. He won't get very far with it in the midfield for Scrat, and New Path, at this point, still not fully willing to commit themselves to the offense. They're going to need to put some players in. They have less than 30 seconds to go, and Havoc Mex looking for another redirect. That's above the net. Will be sent right back by Scrat. Tyler! Havoc Mex gets there. Low boost, though. Reckless in a tough spot to be defensively. Doc pinches it away. They'll chase him. They'll chase Tyler down the field. And he's not going to get an easy hold on this ball either. Havoc Mex keeps it up. New Path racing to keep it away. It's cleared back. Doc, who he probably would have preferred to keep it to the ground. And New Path have a chance, but the shot not good enough. Reckless take the game, and now match point in the series. One away from advancing to the quarterfinals. Things look good for Solus Path's top team in this. I don't even call the top team in this bracket. I don't know if they're the top team in this bracket or not, but definitely one of the better teams, one of the favorites for sure. I mean, there's Synergy as well that's in this bracket. They've had a pretty good season. Oh, going to game 5 now. Potential to win this matchup and advance. And SP Reckless. Well, this is their chance to run away with it. They've done very well so far to recognize where New Path seems to be weak. And again, it seems like this team is one that doesn't seem to have much of a sense of urgency. I can at least say comfortably that Reckless has been the faster team. Especially as of late. Still though, of course, this match isn't won or lost just yet for either side. Reckless needs to win one more, and we saw, again, not too long ago, a almost 3-game comeback from this kind of position. You know, a day ago, we almost saw it happen, so 3-game comebacks do happen. They don't happen often, but they do happen. And SP Reckless looking to deny any such opportunities. Although New Path, keen to start anew. As here goes Doc. Little wave dash play as well. He'll kick it to the corner. Here's the effort. It's wide of the net. Havoc Mex. Never afraid to jump in, that's for certain. Won't be able to hit the net, but still on is Reckless. Scrat. Challenge taken away by Doc. A bump taken. Room up for Havoc Mex. He'll be to it. The shot is through. And it is Reckless. One goal closer to the top 8. Cleared back though. It's off the back post. Doc must have been extremely nervous seeing that effort from Ryan. I mean, he's not expecting a shot in that position to try off the kickoff. New Path nearly. Now they will! Ryan will get his goal. Well, it took him a second effort, but this one will find the goal as he just completely beats Exotic to it. The first one to jump for it. The first one to read it. And the answer that New Path was looking for. As here goes Scrat. Ooh, a play not taken. Exotic. Havoc Mex. That's gonna fall in. Tyler makes it 2-1. As just a big whiff for Doc. Maybe not a good place to do that. Exotic's not there to support him. Havoc Mex having just come back into the net. Doc needs to make that touch. That's not one you can whiff at this level. Teams, no matter what team you're playing against, they're going to score on that kind of a play. And Reckless, I'm sure, very disappointed because that's not the way you want to. That's not the way you want your opponents to come back and take the lead. Knowing it was almost entirely made by you. Well, unfortunately, may not get much better here. Offense being held right now by New Path as Exotic doesn't have really the boost to get the ball out. They'll get past one, but that's about it. And this is not an easy play for Havoc Mex. Although he will at least get some offense for his teammates. No one to support him, though. That pass midfield will head straight to the New Path defense. And Tyler. Doc. Up above the bar. It will be for Exotic, or... well, it would have been for Exotic as he made the touch, but he doesn't get there. And Reckless is definitely nervous right now. Unable to get out of their own half. And New Path will say they have done a good job, even if they're not the faster team, at really relying on each other in this game. I've seen a lot more back passes this game. At the very least, they're keeping control. With a lead like this, eventually Reckless are going to have to push themselves out of their nets. Right now, though, they just cannot seem to get past the midfield line. Give it away. Ryan, oh, he was not ready for Havoc Mechs to jump to it. Doc's gonna have an effort. He'll at least get some offense moving. Although he still doesn't have boost. Exotic. And Ryan, he's not gonna be able to challenge this play. Room to work with. Cleared back. Havoc Mechs. Off the back, it's played for Ryan. It's Doc. Ryan got a piece of it. And SP New Path now running a bit around in circles. Havoc Mechs. To go again. We see him double commit. Doc in that play. Really not. I don't know if he must not have seen Havoc Mechs, because I think if he sees Havoc Mechs there, he knows it's just not his ball to go for. And it will be sent away. Exotic. Oh, he wasn't paying attention initially. Very slow shot, though. Will mean he'll get back to it and at least throw it to the midfield. Still, though, Reckless, this is not the place you want to be right now. I'm running out, and it's New Path who've got offense. Maybe not for long. Doc with Exotic. Oh, I don't know what that was. Not pretty, that's for certain. And Reckless is running out of time in Game 5. SP New Path has done a good job at wasting time. Now it's about being able to hold off this last opportunity. It's Tyler to clear. Doc was, I think, looking for something a little higher up in the air than that. He just doesn't get around it. Reckless will lose Game 5 to a New Path that really didn't throw anything new at them. They just did a better job at holding the midfield. And you can tell, when New Path have that ball, Reckless just do not seem to be able to keep up. Low boost seems to be a real problem right now for Reckless. That and double commits. We've seen a couple double commits from them that have been unforced, and that means it's Game 6 now. Definitely not the prettiest series for either team, I'm going to say that. But, as things stand, we go to Game 6, still winnable for Reckless, as we have gone up, but apparently RC Neuro won their round of 16 matchup, so their match has been submitted. It was a 4-1, I believe. They say RC Neuro, that's not the team name, that's KCG Neuro. RC Chaos being the team name. As SP Reckless right now. Gonna play things in front, get themselves an early lead. Last game definitely was a struggle for them just to get, to win boost. They gotta stop those double commits though. That's another one there for Havoc Mechs and Exotic, where I think a simple bit of communication fixes that. Fortunately, it won't do any damage to them defensively, but on lower boost, that is a killer for defenses. And it's not like it's over yet. This ball is in front, and Exotic, oh, he completely whiffed it. Doc's gonna get back. He will. No. Oh, it's cleared away. Boy, Exotic, he'll be very thankful that doesn't go in, because he completely whiffed an easy rolling ball in front of his net. That could have been a whole lot worse. My oh goodness, that was far too close to call. And SP Reckless, well, saving themselves maybe a little bit of fortune to help them out, but they got the lead. Well, that save will have an effect, that's for certain. Havoc Mechs, a bouncer off the back wall that Ryan will not get to. And Exotic looking to end the series once and for all. As a tough bounce, Exotic. Looking for Havoc Max, the bump in front. Not enough to find the goal, though. That shot was never really going to have a chance. And now Doc, he's all the way back, and that was far too easy for Scrat. I don't know how much one-foot experience Doc has. I don't think it's much, because any one-foot player knows that you do not challenge that way. You make yourself far too predictable. Especially with Scrat having bad play 1v1s. He will recognize when you're challenging like that. Far too easy. Too much room in the midfield given to SP Newpath. And again, a team of players who at least have experience in 1v1. That is far too inviting. Reckless have not been able to win out this series. There's a couple demos here mixing in. Newpath have been more than happy to go in for some explosions. Now it's about being able to walk away from this game. Tyler! He'll have it. It's a high shot, but he makes it work. I like this from Ryan, too. Getting rid of Doc. Because he knows Doc's the only one back in that position. We're seeing this more and more nowadays from these kind of players. They assist bump. Definitely a relatively new strat, but boy, it's working. And man, Newpath are starting to run away with things here. I don't know if I'm going to assume the Reckless have not exactly felt comfortable after winning, after going up 3-1 in the series, but they have not exactly made this easy on themselves. SP Newpath making adjustments, finding their mark. And if you're Reckless now, 2 goals down. If you remember anything about last game, this Newpath team seems to do pretty well when they're in a lead. That slow movement from them works really well when you're in the lead, because it wastes time. I don't know if Newpath's going to go back to it, but I wouldn't be half surprised. Oh, it was a double commit. That was a great-looking passing play. Admex will stay with it, though. But that chance, wasted, and another double commit here. Exotic and Doc, again, just not a lot of communication. Reckless have had a ton of double commits tonight. It is not a good sign for a team in playoffs when you run into each other that many times. Because it has definitely wasted them a couple opportunities on offense, especially when they double commit. They've had so many good opportunities completely ruined because they don't have someone there to shoot, and now in front, Doc won't be able to take this one as it's sent all the way back. Exotic will jump in. Reckless low on time as Exotic plays it to Doc. Desperate for anything to go in for Reckless. But this series may have Game 7 to decide it, as here goes Exotic again. Off the back. And Havoc Mix won't have this one. It's Tyler to the net. 4-1. Doc once more all the way back in the goal. And once again goes all in on the early challenge. These players are far too good to do that. And both times they have seen right through the challenge at a Doc. In this game, the most one-sided so far this series, will be a good sign for SP Newpath. For SP Reckless, Champions Field is where we go in a potential 3-game comeback. I said it, it is possible. It has been done on this stream. It doesn't happen often though, but a 3-game comeback in a best of 7 does happen. As the offense continues onward, SP Reckless at this point is looking for anything positive at the end of this game. They have been outplayed by this Newpath side, who have really been able to find a whole lot more consistency and a lot less mistakes. Definitely catching Reckless on what they've not been good at, which has been those double commits. Time's gonna run out here. As, yeah, we're getting confirmation. Last time that we've had a 3-game comeback like this was December 30th, so we have been almost about a month and a half. As we're going to call for a timeout, but a month and a half since the last time we've had. About a month and a half since the last time we've had a 3-1 comeback at any point on my YouTube channel. Last time it's happened on this stream specifically June 9th. So, we have not seen a 3-1 comeback since June 9th. Ironically, also the Cross Progression League. That was in the Alpha Omega 2v2. That was the winners quarterfinals of the Elite Division. So again, we have not seen something like this in quite a while. In fact, that, I believe, was the last time and the only time we've had a 3-1 comeback in the Cross Progression League on... No, we have had one before that. Last time it was... Yeah, we actually had one before that back on March 7th, 2025. So we've seen it happen twice in the Cross Progression League. Again, last time back June 9th, last time in 3-3 was March 7th. So we are all, essentially at this point, I want to say 8 months from the last time we've had one of these in the Cross Progression League on this channel. So who knows, but a chance to... find a little bit of a comeback here, as we're going to have a tactical timeout called by SP Reckless. I find that not so surprising. But that does mean a little bit of an extra minute here to chat about things, to get yourself sorted. Going into Game 7, so 2 days in a row we have 2 Game 7s in the Cross Progression League. And a potential 3-game comeback. Now, yesterday we had a Game 7 on after a team was down 3-1 in a series. It was an impressive showing from Rain Esports and Lil Mama University. But it did end in Game 7. Overtime, I don't think the 3-1 comeback was made. Rain Esports, I think, took the series after going up 3-1. Lost the next 2, but were able to win it in Game 7 OT. We'll see how this Game 7 matches up to it, but for Reckless, definitely concerning with how last game went. SP and Upath have a good amount of momentum on their side at this point. You really think, and especially if Upath can get that first goal, I don't know if Reckless really have the confidence to come back from that. We'll see, though. For now, it's an even matchup. A great opportunity to get a good start. As Havoc Max finds Exotic. Saved away a new path, sent 2 though, but that pass from Havoc Max will slow things down. Doc's gonna go back and he'll be forced out by Scrat. Tyler. Infield play will be Exotic to jump in for it, and oh, not a great move for Scrat, who really didn't know if he wanted to go for that or not. He was concerned if Havoc Max would jump in early. He didn't. Havoc Max stopped moving. That's gonna hurt, but this is almost in. Exotic jumped in at a great opportunity. You saw his eyes must have lit up there seeing that chance. Scrat just got back, now another. This one, half across the line. Ryan saves New Path there. And the first goal still hasn't been scored yet, but Reckless with 2 really good looking opportunities in a row. They're gonna keep on trying too. Still no offense for New Path this game. Scrat not willing to take it in front of his nets, and maybe for good reason. Exotic pickpockets it. Reckless with the lead in Game 7. And yeah, this was the last thing Scrat wanted to do, was leave the ball in front of his net this open. Realistically, he should have just gone for an aerial off the back wall, but clearly not feeling comfortable. Will make the wrong decision to bounce the ball in front, just couldn't corral it. And SP Reckless, I'm not going to let you have that amount of time on the ball. Exotic gets things started, but New Path looking to not stay too far behind. We'll get at least a little bit of room upfield. It's Ryan. We'll find Scrat, and he's looking for what might be New Path's first shot of the game. I don't know if they've had any shots so far. They haven't had any shots that are notable to talk about. As here goes Doc, almost a 2-0 lead. New Path, though, will clear it away, and Doc's gotta be careful. He's racing back. Tyler, unable to beat Havoc Max. Solus Path will, well, New Path will watch as Reckless jump right back into the play. Ryan. Havoc Max saved and bouncing around. Will be for Scrat. Plays this one past Havoc Mechs, off the back wall, it's in front and kept, but not out. Ryan, his first shot, and a goal for New Path. They've been playing patiently, but you never really knew if the shot was ever going to come for them. They just have not had enough plays upfield. Finally, they get one, they make it count. That was necessary. You know, New Path will be happy with that. As Exotic, Havoc Mechs, double commit for New Path. No one's got the ball, and here's an effort. Not on target. Havoc Mechs wanted to get to it, but he just couldn't find the ball. As New Path really do not look comfortable this game, and that might not help them. Side flip for Tyler. Ooh, that was a play for Doc, and one that he just missed off the post. New Path still not giving up on their opportunities, but we'll need one more to win this series. Reckless, though, looking to end the nightmare that has been this last half. They've just not been able to really find that same success as they did in the first 4 games. All that easily. Game 4 being their last win. As Doc sends it to upfield, as Exotic will be there. Tyler gets by Havoc Mechs. Still Tyler will race out here as it's Doc. Laid by Scrat. Off the back it will be no one there, right? SP New Path all waiting. Inside the final minute at this point now. Someone's gonna get the win, someone's gonna get this ending, someone's gonna advance to quarterfinals. It may only take one chance, but right now Reckless have got the better opportunities. They've really had much more time upfield this game. Definitely a controlled play for SP Reckless. We'll see if it comes back to support them, but right now, a difficult spot to handle yourself as Tyler off the corner. He's got an effort, and it's Exotic who jumps in time. Reckless not looking to slow things down either. Here's an opportunity the other way. Exotic. He's got Doc, and he's going to leave it too. Low boost, though, will mean this is Tyler. Havoc Mechs off the back. One last chance. It's kept away. Scrat with the save. Overtime in Game 7. Oh, just like yesterday, it's OT to determine a winner in this series. One goal does it. Quarterfinals or elimination. SP Reckless 6-1 to the regular season. A 3-1 series lead. It felt like this was their series to lose. And well, they are only one goal away, as I mentioned, to escape the nightmare that has been the last half of this matchup. A New Path could end things here. Potential 3 games in a row, a 3-1 comeback. They have all committed, though. It's an open backfield for Havoc Mechs. He won't be able to get to it fast enough, though. Ryan takes the ball off of him. And here goes Doc. Who's going to slow things down? It's not an easy play for Tyler. As Exotic won't take it. Cleared away. Doc. Ryan. Sent across as Exotic. An opportunity right in front of him here, but it's SP New Path, who've now got an opportunity in field. Double commit for Reckless. That is not something we've seen a lot of here, and now the net's open. Havoc Mechs can't get there. Well, Reckless had a couple double commits, but this will be their worst of the night. Doc and Exotic in the same place, unable to recover. And it is Strat who jumps in and wins the series. SP New Path upset SP Reckless to advance to the quarterfinals. But you'll feel bad for Reckless. That's not the way you wanted to see them end tonight. But again, a double commit, which has definitely been a pretty big killer for them this evening. Unfortunately, hurting them at the worst possible moment. That'll end the night. That'll end the series. And that'll see SP New Path complete the 3-game comeback and advance to the quarterfinals. Again, they'll be taking on, as we take a look here. I know you guys don't see it, but we did get a confirmation that RC Chaos did win their series 4-1 over KCG Neuro. That'll be the next opponent for SP New Path. Well, what a night it has been. Congrats to New Path on that win. We're able to kind of pull things together. That last half of the series from them was a complete change up to the first half. They looked a lot more involved. Getting credit where it's due. Strong performance. As will VOD be posted? You better believe it will be. Absolutely. I got a YouTube channel too, at SportyFC, if you want to show support there. But again, it was it for tonight. Again, thank you to both these teams for showing up. It has been a great evening to be here. Again, thank you to both the Souls Path teams for joining in. Congrats on New Path. Good luck in the rest of the playoff bracket. Hopefully we'll see more of them in the future. But again, this is SportyFC and the SportyF stream. Thank you all so much for joining. Have an amazing rest of your night.